So when we talk about 12-step, I think what goes through a lot of people's minds is an image of a fall-down drunk alcoholic, or a crack addict, or somebody that is homeless, or somebody that is hospitalized. And that may be so, but it is not necessarily so. The 12-step process didn't begin as a way for people to stop drinking. That was if you will, a result of adopting certain types of principles that were in the consciousness of the early 20th century in a group by the name of the Oxford Group. A doctor named Dr. Bob Smith, who lived in the Midwest, was a member of the Oxford Group, and he was a very severe alcoholic. He had tried a number of different methods to stop drinking, and his family belonged to this group. And the Oxford Group stressed spiritual principles such as surrender, admission of wrongdoing, restitution, finding a higher power. And these were principles of the Oxford Group. He did not use it to try to stop drinking. In 1935, Dr. Bob Smith got a phone call from a gentleman named Bill Wilson. Bill Wilson was a stockbroker who lived in New York, who was in Akron, Ohio, on a business deal. He had stopped drinking, also a near-terminal alcoholic, had stopped drinking on his own through a spiritual awakening and a spiritual experience. And he was so elated and excited by it that he just had to tell other people or he would drink again. On this business trip in the Midwest, which went very badly, he was in dire straits and was about to pick up a drink, and he actually went into a hotel, picked up a phone booth, and started making calls at random to different clergy. And the last one that he made, he was put in touch with Dr. Bob Smith. And the two of them met. It was in June of 1935. And Dr. Bob Smith, after a few fits and starts, stopped drinking. The two of them, who were members of this Oxford group, spent time finding out and realizing what happened. How is this working? And they met a few other people. And within about 3 or 4 years, they developed what they called the 12-step process. Now, the 12-step process may sound like an enigma, and I was anything but willing when I started. I knew nothing about it, but I knew I didn't want to do it. If something is useful, maybe we ought to look at it. So people need 12-step no more than they need Qigong no more than they need to go to a doctor, no more than they need to have a spiritual life. We are being driven closer and closer to the point of, national, I don't know if the word is unease or dis-ease, but there's the old saying, how's it working for you? How is the separation of medicine and spirituality working? And if it's not working so well, maybe there's something we might look at, and Recovering the Way employs the two in a seamless whole. It takes the principles of the 12 steps, which are surrender, admitting that we're powerless over whatever it is. The computer, food, alcohol, sex, work, constant doing. And our lives had become unmanageable. Now that word unmanageable might be a little untenable, so we can replace that word with it ain't working so well, or we're getting sick, or we're unhappy, or any host of a number of other things. Once we get to the point of not working, we open up and we start to think or believe that powers greater than ourselves might restore us to sanity. Now, before we go way out and say, hey, that's the God thing, here's where the Chinese medicine aspect comes in so neatly. The paradigm of yin and yang, movement and stillness, matter and energy, cosmos and earth, life, Jing Qi Shan. That is a paradigm, powers greater than ourselves, that could restore us to sanity, orienting ourselves to the natural order of things, what the Taoists call in the nature of things. And then making a decision, am I going to do the practice? In the United States, Qigong developed not as a religious practice, but as a tool to improve our lives, as a way for us to make ourselves happier and healthier and more whole. And what I'm saying is that the usage of the paradigm of 12 steps here may not be because we are classified as addicted, but it works. It works to help make us happier, healthier, and whole. So we'll be talking more about it, and thanks for tuning in.